Good evening, all. I request those who are not participating using their real names to change their rename themselves. I repeat, those who have entered using their device name, please rename yourselves.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So may I begin?
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening. I warmly welcome you all to the 43rd talk of the Indus Society weekly webinar series, jointly organized by the Institution of Engineers India, Kerala State, IEEE, Computer Society of India Trivandrum Chapter, CSI, Project Management Institute Kerala Chapter, PMI, Internet Society Trivandrum Chapter, ISAC, Vakamaulavi Foundation Trust Trivandrum, IEEE Engineering in Medicine and Biology Kerala Chapter, EMBS. Before we begin the session, I would like to remind all the participants to complete the feedback link and opt for the certificate option if you require the same. The recordings of the sessions will be sent to those who have registered. Cial. I'm sure that all of us are familiar with the Cochin International Airport. United Nations Environmental Programme has recognized Cochin International Airport Limited, Cial, as the world's first fully solar energy powered airport. Its global chief, Eric Solem, has said a certain quote that I truly am proud of. Like what he said was, we are very happy to recognize Cial as such. And I want to go around the world and speak about the success story of Cial. If an airport in Kerala can run on solar power, why can't we do that in other terminals in other countries? He asked. He praised us. And it is truly something that we all should be proud of. So today we are honored to have with us A. Chandrakumar, the director of Cochin International Airport Limited, who will be giving us a talk on the green energy initiative of Cial. As we begin today's session, I would like to welcome Ms. Vaishna from IEEE for the welcome address. Ms. Vaishna?
Thank you, Nesma. You're braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. With immense pleasure, I welcome you all to the 43rd talk of Inter-Society Weekly Webinar Series on the topic Green Energy Initiatives of Cial. To talk about this, we have Mr. A.C.K. Nair. I invite Sir with immense pleasure. And sir, it's a great honor for me to welcome you for handling the session. Welcome, sir. I also invite all the other honorable dignitaries gathered here for the session. And I hope the session will be really interesting. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Vaishna. Now, I would like to invite Professor P.S. Chandramohan sir from IEEE to introduce the speaker.
Thank you, Ms. Nesma. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to all of you, depending upon your geographical locations in this small globe. Cochin International Airport Limited, Cial, has been appearing in the headlines of media on several occasions in the recent past. As Nesma pointed out, it's world's first airport fully powered by solar energy. It has become power neutral in August 2015. And this airport has become a green port. Cial was presented by the UN its highest environmental prize, Champion of the Year 2018. Starting from a small pilot plant of 100 kilowatt peak, Now the solar SPV installation capacity of Cial is 40 megawatt peak. It feeds into our electricity grid after meeting all its power requirements. Seeing the success of Cial, the Ministry of Civil Aviation instructed all airports in the country to produce at least 1 megawatt peak from their premises using renewable energy resources. The effects of Cial was well appreciated in the Global Climatic Change Conference held at Paris in December 2015. Engineer A. Chandrakumaran Nair, popularly known as SCK Nair, took charge as director Cial in 2004. So all these developments happened during his time as director Cial. And he is the right person to talk about the conversion of Cial into a green port. Now, going into a glimpse of his biodata, SCK Nair is a graduate in electrical engineering from College of Engineering, Trivandrum. He possesses a master's degree in business administration with a specialization in operations management. He has more than 37 years of experience in electrical engineering and airport operations, including 32 years of experience in aviation industry. He started his career in Indian telephone industries, then moved to Airports Authority of India and worked at various airports in South India as Assistant Executive Engineer and Executive Engineer. He joined the Cochin International Airport in 1996 and has taken over the charge as Director Airport in 2004. In addition to the post of Airport Director, he is the Managing Director of Cochin International Aviation Services Limited, a fully owned subsidiary of Cial, which is formed for the aircraft maintenance facility, and Aviation Academy and Director Board member of Cial Industries Limited, another subsidiary of Cial. His association with the professional bodies. He is Fellow of Institutional Engineers India and Executive Committee member of IEEE Cochin Chapter. He is member of Aeronautical Society of India and executive member of Governing Council of Aeronautical Society of India. He is member of Executive Committee of Association of Private Airport Operators. He is Managing Committee member of Kerala Management Association, Cochin. He is State Council member of Confederation of Indian Industries. He is board member of Digi Yatra Foundation, a joint venture company formed by Airports Authority of India and Association of Private Airport Operators. He is member of State Advisory Committee of Kerala State Electricity Regulatory Commission. He was a member of Regional Director Board of Airports Council International, Asia Pacific region. He is also associated with the academic bodies. To mention a few, he is board member of Indian Institute of Information Technology, and also he is member of Board of Studies of Cochin University of Science and Technology, CUSET. Now, before I conclude, I would like to put forward a few suggestions to him. One thing is, have a total assessment of available solar energy potential in airport premises, so that you can show the world how much percentage you have utilized. That will be a good figure for others as an inspiration. How much they will be able to generate to get an idea about their potential. Second one is utilization of solar thermal energy also, which is still a cheaper option for energy conversion. If such needs are available at your premises. Another suggestion from my part is I don't know whether we are already doing it. Cial can become a consultant for other airports for utilization of renewable energy resources. Now, finally, personally, I am inviting you to join as an active volunteer of IEEE, so that IEEE Kerala Section and perhaps its Power and Energy Society would be benefited much better way. Now, I am also eagerly waiting to hear from you, Chandrakumar. Thank you all once again, and over to the control center, IEEE Kerala Section.
Thank you, sir, for the brilliant introduction of the speaker and for the suggestions that you have conveyed to ACK Nair, sir. Before we begin the keynote address, I would like to welcome all the attendees on and off the dais, and thank you all for participating in this brilliant session. So, ACK Nair, sir, can you please have the keynote address?
Thank you, sir. First of all, I am extending my gratitude to my guru, P.S. Chandramohan sir. He has only invited me to this program, and he is an eminent engineer and learned man, and I still remember his classes when I was in my engineering studies. And thanks to Harindranath, who has been coordinated for this program. And thank you, your MC Nishma and Vaishna, for your welcome speech. And I'm very happy to see one of my face, his earlier colleague and boss, Mr. Balan. I don't know, he is very joined. He's also seeing my face, here after a long time. We were together in Airports Authority, and he has left Airports Authority. I think it is visible to all.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks to all once again, and warm welcome and greetings from Cochin International Airport. I think this is the world's first airport fully powered by solar power. See, before coming to the solar initiative of Cochin International Airport, I think some of the listeners may be interested to know about the Cochin International Airport. The Cochin International Airport has been come through an evolution process. I think you all know that before 93, most of the people, the old people may be knowing that before 1999, there was a small airport in the Cochin city, that is in Wellington Island. It is under Navy. And it was a very small airport where the wide body aircraft was not able to land there. And this is very small aircraft only could land. And the aviation has been developing like anything, and the demand of passengers for travel from Cochin because of the boom in the Middle East was very high. So there was a lot of hue and cry from the people of Kerala to have a good international airport. And there was a study conducted to develop the small airport, but it was not technically feasible and not financially viable. So there was a proposal to go for a alternate site for a new greenfield airport. So that is the starting, or the what we call the jump for the birth of this the Cochin International Airport. The then collector, Mr. Vijay Kurian, who was an IAS officer, was the collector of Cochin Ernakulam, was been assigned with the duty for identifying the site. And when the site has been identified, the central government was not able to fund the project, so it was again come to a shelving program. And then he mooted the idea of public-private participation, or with the contributions of the publics and the users, a new airport can be constructed. That project, the proposal has been accepted by Government of Kerala, and with the approval of Government of India, the new airport has come into being. So it has been started, project has been started, company has been plotted in 1994. Project has been started at site in 1996, and with 3 years, the project has been commissioned. We have been inaugurated the airport in May 25th, 1999. So which are the specialities of Cochin International Airport? This is the first greenfield airport in India built under the public-private participation model. And the low project cost, only 300 crores at the time of inauguration, what we spent. We started our operation on 25th May 1999, and slowly it has grown. Finally, it has become the 4th busiest airport in terms of international traffic in India, and it is handles 650 flights per week and 67 750 aircraft movement in 1920, and in 2018-19, we have crossed 10 million passenger to and fro from Cochin International Airport, and 1920 traffic was 9.7 million. We have a domestic terminal separate Cial, and it was having a capacity of 2,000 passengers peak hour capacity. New international terminal, that is T3, 15 lakh square feet area. It is inaugurated in 11/3/2017. It is able to cater the 2,000 incoming and 2,000 outgoing passengers, and we have employees around 650 regular staff, and 4,250 service providers around, and 14,000 indirect employees. Because in Kerala, the Cochin International Airport is the biggest employment provider in our state, and were direct employees and indirect employees all together, and tries to achieve the self-sufficiency in power by utilizing renewable energy. And we are winner of Kerala State Pollution Control Board Excellence Award in 2014, 15, 16, 17, and 18, and State Energy Conservation Award in 2013 and 15, and the most important award, that is the UN Champion of Earth Award on 2018, and the Chief Minister is our chairman of the company, and the founder managing director is still our managing director now. And we have the biggest solar carport, that is 5.293 megawatt we are producing from the car park itself. And we have the floating solar plant, which is the latest addition to our solar plant, that is 427 kilowatt peak. So this is a view of our airport project as such. And this we have some specific environment policy, and we have this electrical data. You can see that we have 110 kV substation is our main power feeding substation to the airport. Connected load is 22.05 megawatt, and maximum demand recorded is 7,668 kilowatt kVA, and average demand is 6,964 kVA, and annual energy consumption is around 47.6 million units, and total energy cost is 35.93 crores per year, and total solar energy consumed as on date is 18.52 million units, and total solar energy generated is 47.93, and water banked with the KCB is 28.8, and energy cost per unit is 7.55 rupees per unit. So this is our schematic of the power distribution system. We are getting power from 110 kV, and when an airport is saying the power substations or the utility substations are being divided along the power centers. So we have a central 110 kV substation, and we have a power plant, then feeding to different substations. One is for cargo area, second is for terminal buildings, and this is for utility, that is means air traffic control tower and the navigation lights and all. Then now we have another substation for T3, and as per international specification, we have a redundancy in power distribution system. So all the power centers or 11 kV substations are connected through the ring mains. So main power, this has already been explained. Other features, we have a standby power generator also, because in all airports we should have a power in case of a power breakdown of the main power. You should have a power within 15 seconds. So we have generator with 11 kV generator set, DG sets with AMF, automatic main failure facility, which has been able to take over the power, transfer the power within 10 seconds. So other main features is we have maintaining a unity power factor, almost unity power factor, and we have a capacity bank to compensate the power the power factor, and we have DGs are synchronized in service building. 2 DGs are synchronized in operation and power plant also, and is all PLC controlled load management system. All DGs are switched on automatically in case of power failure. As per load sharing conditions, after synchronization, DGs are automatically shut off as per command from PLC on reaching the power conditions. So these are some of the pictures, and we have energy policy also. These have been published, and history. I think I'm not going to the technical details of the photovoltaic cell. I think all our engineers know about the PN junctions and how the solar, when the solar radiations are followed that, and we will be getting the energy, that means electron emissions and all will be coming. That may be boring for our people, so I am not just showing that. I think these are the pictures onto that. I think that is all, everybody knows that. And photovoltaic cells, these are all, I am not elaborating it. Then solar cell construction details. This is also how the solar cells are being modules are being constructed. That is also everybody knows. See, these are the solar energy spectrum. I think you may be knowing that, and how the visible spectrum and the area which is not been visible for human eyes. Then single solar cells consisted of N-type. That is all. I already told that there is no much specification, and I'm going into that. PV module characteristics also, I think everybody knows that. Then solar panel. A solar panel module consists of a number of interconnected solar cells. These interconnected cells are embedded between 2 glass plates to protect them from the bad weather. That is why we are using the solar panel. Since absorption area of module is high, more energy can be produced because that spreading into area. So these are the single cell, and this is a module, and this is an array of modules combined together. Depends on the capacity how to be, or the capacity how to be, how much we have to generate. So types and efficiency of solar cells. I think solar cells can be classified in monocrystalline silicon cells and polycrystalline silicon cell and thin film solar cells. And these also the monocrystalline is highly efficient, and the polycrystalline is 16 to 17%, and thin film is low efficient. And types of solar cell are different. I'll come to. These are the analysis of PV modules. And datasheet temperature ratings, panel watt peak ratings are specified standard conditions of 100 watt per meter square at cell temperature 25 degrees centigrade. That is a specifications mentioned. Normal operating cell temperature is given at 800 watt per meter square, and ambient temperature 26 degrees centigrade, and wind speed of 1 meter per second. Typically, NOCD is around 45 degrees centigrade. So data sheet provide voltage, current, and power coefficient for temperature effects, because temperature is a rise of temperatures adversely affecting the generation in solar panels. And solar inverters are gateway between the photovoltaic system and the energy offtake load. Solar inverter or PV inverter converts the variable direct current. I think we know that whatever current produced from the solar panels are direct current, DC current, and output of photovoltaic panel, and solar panel in a utility frequency, because we are using alternating current. It has to be converted into alternating current through the inverters. So there are 2 types of normal inverters are using standalone inverter and grid type inverters. So grid-tied inverters which is already been utility main feeder excess capacity back to the local mains of electrical grid. So That is grid interactive solar system. That is why what we Cial what we installed here. So whenever your main supply is energetic, active or energetic, then only the solar power will be feeding into, because otherwise in case of a power shutdown, the backfeeding is creating accidents and all. So that is why grid tied inverters are being provided. That is also, there are two type of inverters we are using. Central inverters connect to the multiple strings and would have higher capacity, may have to be centrally located in a particular location. And string type inverters connected to lower number of strings, and then it will be connected to parallel and get more power. See, this is the PV array. How can you see that charge controller and DC load? If you have a DC load directly connected, we can use the DC power directly from the charge controller itself. But when most of the power utilities are been working on the AC current, then there we can have a battery normal of a small systems, and then inverter, then it will be into AC load. These are small solar systems only. And solar PV system, when types of system standalone grid type, PV array and the inverter power and AC loads and distribution panel and electric utility. So this is the system what we are using normally. Then this is what maximum power point tracking, MBPT. It's a point normally when we are designing a system, it will be always we are always noting this. PV modules still have a relatively low conversion energy. Therefore, controlling maximum power point tracking for the solar array is essential in a PV system. The amount of power generated by a PV depends on the operating voltage. So this is one of the important aspects to be noted while we are designing the solar system. And what is IV curve tracing in solar PVs? I think we know that the voltage and current, how to be related with that. So these are the characteristics of solar, and then mathematical model of a solar cell. Then how the major principle of MBPT is to extract the maximum available power from PV modules by making them operate at the most efficient voltage, the maximum power point. MBPT checks out of PV module, compares it to the battery voltage, and then fixes what is the best power that PV modules can produce, charge the battery and convert it into the best voltage to get maximum current into battery. So MBPT is most effective under these conditions: cold weather, cloudy, AC days, or when battery is deeply discharged. So these are arrays and all. And this is a PV curve with the temperature. So these are the basis of solar generations. And these are solar PV orientations. Normally south west fixed only you'll be using, and east west fixed also we are using it. And there is another tracking symbol and double axis tracking system also we are using it. So when I'll coming to the how a solar generation system is designed. First of all, you have to finalize the GA finalization, that is modeling, and we have to have a shadow analysis, and finalize the orientation, and then decide the power conditioning unit and designing the evacuation system. How we are evacuating? Are we directly connecting to the grid, or we are directly utilizing to our power distribution utilities? So this solar operation and maintenance, that is actually solar panel is less maintenance. There is no absolutely maintenance, only module cleaning and routine checkup and preventive maintenance. And these are advantages of PV, and disadvantage is, first of all, initial cost is high and lot of area is required to generate energy, and air pollution and weather can also have an impact on the efficiency of the cell, and solar cells can only generate electricity during daytime. These are some of the disadvantages, and these are stages of installation. And this is a picture of solar radiation in India, how the solar radiation varies, that kilowatt per square meter, I mean unit per square meter. In the dark area you will get 6.6 to 6.4, and it varies, depends on. In Kerala, we are coming to this point, we will get almost 5.6 to 5.4 units per square meter. So when they are coming to Indian scenario, the total installed capacity in all sources put together is 3,74,199 megawatt, and renewable energy sources is only 90,399. Out of that, solar energy installed capacity is only 36,910 megawatt. So the installed solar capacity is only 40% of the renewable energy system, and installed solar capacity is only 9.86% the total installed capacity of all energy sources. Total energy sources, we are comparing, solar energy is only 9.86, even not even 10%. And India has the 5th largest installed solar capacity in the world. So this is the energy sector-wise on as published by MNRE in 2019, thermal renewable energy. Then we'll come to our point. These are the introduction I have given. Why Cial has gone to solar way. The energy rates by the electricity board was very high, because on 2015 onwards, they have introduced one new tariff for airport itself, and it has become a costly for us for the energy power, the power cost. The large area. But another point is that we have some of the area which is being utilized for the future developments. We have some of the area, time being it is not being utilized, and we can't go for high-rise buildings there because of the height restrictions, because of the approach path and the clearances, and reducing the carbon footprint of Cial. I think we all know that in the whole world, the maximum carbon emission is been one of the sector of maximum carbon emission is from the aviation, because the fuel what we are using is still the fossil fuel. There is no substitute fuel has been developed or been invented as on date. There are a lot of research and inventions are going on, and even Japan is claiming that they are reaching to a fuel means hydrogen fuel or something like that, which is a common which is substitute for this fossil fuel. But as on that, there is no the substitute instead of the fossil fuel. So the maximum emission in the world is being created by the aviation. But we can't avoid that. Aircraft can fly only with the fuel which is a fossil fuel. There is no other substitute. But when we are generating green energy for at least the power utilized by the airport, that will be one of the major contribution we can give to the world. So that is why Cial thought in that line. Then we have to give more emphasis on green initiative. Since the number of aircraft movements was rising constantly, we have to decrease the pollution of environment by using cleaner fuels. That is main aspect of that. And commitment to environment and endeavor to build a cleaner tomorrow for the next generation. Benefits of organic farming in solar farms. We are using the solar farms for cultivation of the organic vegetables also. Then low maintenance cost and higher life cycle, because life cycle what we expected and what we are committed by the manufacturers are almost 25 years. Then there is a provision with the government of state government grid, that be KSCB, that banking of energy provision with the state distribution. So renewable energy program, what we have done is we have actually initially we started with, as our when we have been introduced by our Chandramohan Sir, he has been clearly told that how we have gone. That is started with a pilot project of 100 kilowatt solar energy. It is on rooftop of the T1 terminal, and what we on as a pilot project, when we conducted the study, we could get around 4 units per kilowatt. That was per day, an average. So second, what we have gone is the biggest mega for the solar power plant in Kerala. That is 1 megawatt solar plant. It is commissioned on 28th November 2013. It generates 4,000 units per day average on the whole year. 360 days are calculated. When these two pilot projects have been given a success into our assumptions, In 2014, we thought of why can't we Cial go for a fully solar power and on generating own solar plant. So then we have gone for 14.4 megawatt solar plant, and this commissioned in 2015, which could generate around 57,600 units per day. At that time, our total consumption was around nearly 50,000 units. So 57 plus 4,000, almost more than 60,000 units we are produced in 2015. And then at that time, the consumption was only less than nearly 52,000 units. So during the financial year 2019-20, Cial had consumed 0.113 million units of electricity produced from the 100 kilowatt solar plant. That is the total production by 100 kilowatt solar plant. And during the financial year 2019-20, Cial consumed 18.41 million units of electricity produced from the 1 megawatt plant, 14 megawatt plant, and 5 megawatt plant, and 2.87 megawatt plant, and other solar plants. Thus, during the financial year of 1920, Cial consumed 18.523 million units of solar energy. So this is the 100 kilowatt solar plant, and above the roof, this is inverters and the string monitoring boxes, and this is the salient features of 1 megawatt installations at Cial. This is Kerala's first 1 megawatt solar plant and largest rooftop installation at that time, and largest ground mount installation also at that time. This is a partially rooftop and partially ground mounted plant. First megawatt scale installation commissioned in any airport in India. There is no other airport to have commissioned solar plant up to this capacity at that time. Connected to Cial's own 11 kV panel. At that time, we are not going for grid interaction. It is directed to our own 11 kV grid. Produces around 4,500 units per day, spread in 3 nearby locations, and that will come to that. This is a hangar. We have an aircraft maintenance hangar. It is a rooftop of the aircraft maintenance hangar, and this is mainly on rooftop of the aircraft maintenance hangar and on the academy building. And this is the ground mounted on to the near museum building is. It will be airport museum building is shown in that background, and these are the locations of that. And this is only a design how a 33 kilowatt power solar plant can be designed. I am not going into detail into that. And this is the solar plant yield when you are calculating for a year. This is the yield. I think you can see what is the peak times and peak month where the maximum production comes, and which months it will be going. This is actual diagram from the system. And then this 14.4 megawatt plant, which is made as the fully solar power airport. See, that is installing 12 megawatt solar power plant. By installing 12 megawatt itself, we already reached. But again, 2.4 megawatt also added, so it has become 14.4 megawatt. And at that time, that I mentioned to you that the daily consumption was around 50,000 units and daily generation was for 54,000 units. That has become fully powered by solar power at that time, 2015. And this is the 12 megawatt power plant block layout. The solar panels and array of 25 series connected panels and string monitoring box. Then come to inverters, then transformers. Then from the transformers, it will be converting to 11 kV power, and that will be feeding to the Cial 100 kV substation. That will be connecting to the grid. This is a single line diagram. That is a little bit complicated. You can see that how the system is inverter room 1, inverter room 2, 3, and inverter room 2 and 3. So it is all connected and it is coming to Cial 100 kV substation. Then shadow analysis for solar PV system. Actually, we have to do the clear shadow analysis, glare analysis, because it's an airport. when the aircraft is landing, this glass and the panels should not give a glare for the pilot when he's approaching. You know that normally some metallic sheets, when it is the sun rays are been falling in particular angle, there is a glow will be coming, and that glow will clear a blindness for the pilot. So in any airport, when you are going for a solar plant, the glare analysis has to be done. Shadow analysis or reflection study at Cochin Airport was done by Mrs. Basler and Hoffman, Zurich-based Swiss firm. Based on that only, we are gone for that, and shown is the extract from Basler Hoffman project overview. Cochin Airport in India is looking into installing a large photovoltaic system of the airport ground. As photovoltaic models have a glass surface, there is a possibility that sunlight will be reflect and cause glare. Safety of flight operations of the highest priority, making it essential that any potential influence on flight operations are simulated in advance. The planned system can thus be optimized in an early planning phase in order to minimize exclude glare. So that was their glare analysis report. So Sun Power's Cochin International Airport, these are details on the 12 megawatt which we done in 2015. And technical details, I think these are initially we are going for polycrystalline modules. The efficiency was only 16%, and 260 watt per power capacity is a 60 cell module, and the make is Renewable and tested by TUV Renewable in China, and we have 46,150 number of modules for the 12 kilowatt. Inverter capacity 1 megawatt, ABB make 10 numbers, and central inverter type. So these are the some of the details. And inverter, we have 3 inverter rooms for the 12 megawatt, and inverter room 1 4.8 megawatt capacity, and inverter number 2 is 4.8 megawatt capacity, and inverter room number 3 is having 2.4 megawatt capacity with additional 2.4 again added on 2016. So the contract is Bosch, and cost of the contract was around 74 crores. Maintenance also would be done on 5 years in the contract itself. And we have 2 MVA 6 number of transformers. Date of commissioning on 18/8/2015, and cost per megawatt is only 5.13 crores. So this is some of the details, and this again 14 point upgraded to 14.4 megawatt. So this is the maximum demand charge, and what is normal time, that is 6 to 1800. Whatever energy charges what we are supposed to pay is 6.8 rupees per unit. When the peak time, that is 1800 to 2200, our cost is per unit is 10.2, and off peak time 2200 to 6 in the morning, our cost is around 5.1 rupee at that time. So we have a banking agreement with the KSCB with the approval of Regulatory Commission. So what is our we are giving is that the normal time what we are giving for one unit, in the peak time we will get back 0.66 unit back from the grid. Off peak time we will get back 1.33 units. So with that, as airport our consumption is almost uniform in the during night time also. We used to get 1-to-1 back at that time. This is the 15 minutes measurement report on 101 bay on one particular solar plant. From the timing, you can note the timing from how it is the power, the production raising it and coming to a minimum level. So the maximum yield is coming to almost 12 to 3 is the maximum, almost 10 to 3 we can say maximum production from the solar plant. So solar energy details and total solar energy generated, I already told you earlier, and 4 crore 80 lakh 64,287 units, 48 million units. Tons of carbon reduction is 32,200 metric tons. And equivalent trees, if we are planting for trees to compensate this much carbon emission, 32,200 trees we have to grow, have to plant. Average energy cost per unit is 7.55. So reduction of carbon footprint is the major advantage of that. That is, we already been calculated. Tons of carbon dioxide emission is that 32,200 metric tons. The installed solar capacity of Cial is nearly 40 megawatt now. The estimated carbon dioxide saved annually will be 39,128 metric ton. Considering the life cycle of 25 years for solar PV system, the estimated carbon dioxide emission saved is in 25 years will be 9,78,200 metric tons. This much carbon emission could be saved on this. So this is a view of our main plant, that is 14.4 megawatt plant. It is outside the operational area. This is the main runway. This is the taxiway, and this is isolation parking bay. The isolation parking bay is the place where aircraft under threat will be parked. And this area, actually, it is meant for future development of cargo logistics system. So this area was available at that time, and we utilized that for installing 14.4 megawatt unit in 2015. So this is another view. This is a road, this is a railway track close to that. This is airport terminals. This we have a pyranometer for weather monitoring station is there along with that. And this has already been have a SCADA system. It is connected to the SCADA. And this is the details of transformer. And I tell him that the capacity is 11 kV and 6 numbers of 2 MVA 3 winding transformers are there. This is a view of transformers. Inverter. These are inverters connected, and this is a panel. This is string monitoring boxes. The string monitoring box, I think everybody knows that it is the device that combines the strings. The strings get parallel in the assembly. The series, the strings which is connected series, and all the circuit is taken, it is parallel in the assembly. And assembly monitors current and voltage of the string. Each assembly have 24 terminals for connecting the strings. There are a total of 97 assemblies in the 14.4 megawatt solar plant itself. These are these assemblies. This is solar generation. I can see how the variation of the solar generation through 1 year on 14.4 megawatt solar plant. This is SCADA screenshot, highest solar generation in 22nd on February 2019. You can see that 79,860 units generated in 1 day in that February date from the 14.4 megawatt itself. Then now our total capacity is almost nearing 40 megawatt. Now the 14.4 megawatt main solar plant, 3 megawatt near CISL hangar, 2 megawatt plant near sewage treatment plant, 5.3 megawatt solar carport in both T1 and T3 terminals. There is a big carport, and where we have 1,500 cars can be parked under a roof and generating power on the top. And 1 megawatt plant at Academy, and 100 kilowatt solar, the small pilot project, and 427 kilowatt floating solar at Cial Golf Course, and 6.733 megawatt ground mounted in front of T1, and 5 megawatt near Trade Fair Center. So now we almost reached 38.76, and balance also will be installed. So totally it will become 40 megawatt. And this is a solar carport, and this is actually about the Terminal 3, that is International Terminal Carport. It consists of 8,482 solar panels spread over 20,000 square meters. proposed generation is 32 lakhs per unit per year. So this is the carport. You can see how clear anybody coming to the airport safe their vehicles, because it is under the roof without any solar radiations or without any rain or anything. This project is commissioned 2017 and provides solar roof for approximately 1,400 cars, more than 21.5 lakh square feet area, and is the biggest carport in India, second biggest carport in any airport in the world, current biggest carport in the Wies airport in Germany, with capacity of 4 megawatt. And they are also providing free charging facility for electric cars there itself, in the carport itself. So this is an aerial view of carport. This is a sunset view of solar carport. And another 3 megawatt capacity is close near to the hangar. That is commissioned on this construct 12,240 solar panels spread over 10.7 acres of area. Actually, this area we meant for future development, future expansion of maintenance hangars. We have 2 hangars now, and we have a plan to construct around 3 more hangars, 1 wide body and 2 more narrow body hangars. So that year almost 36 acres of land is earmarked for academy and the maintenance hangar. So that area partially we are utilized for this solar plant. This is the area where we have the 3 megawatt plant. This is one seaplane which is our parking here in the apron. And this is another. There was near our sewage treatment plant. There was some area it was left idle because of the clearing the obstruction point of view. So that area has been utilized, and we producing around 2 megawatt power from that. It consists of 6,750 panels and spread over 32,000 square meters of area. That means 800 meters length into 40 meters width. So these are that area. That is a long strip of 40 meters width outside the operational compound wall. So that area we have been effectively utilized. So some of the salient features, that 100 kilowatt polycrystalline panels and 200 kilowatt string inverters, and tilt angle is 10 degree towards south. 1 megawatt plant, the 250 watt monocrystalline panels, 25 kilowatt string inverter, and 10 degree tilts towards south. 14 megawatt of the same arrangement, that is 260 watt polycrystalline panels, 1 megawatt central inverter, and 10 degree tilt to the south, and 5 megawatt capacity, this 270 watt polycrystalline and 50 kilowatt string inverters, and 10 degree towards tilt towards south. 2.671, so it is 315 watt polycrystalline panels, and 5 degree towards north and south, tilt both. So we have a tracker system also been installed for a sample study. The capacity was only 129.6 kilowatt, and area of tracker is 0.572 acres, and area for east and west is 0.275 acres. So area for equivalent south fixed is 0.328 acres. So it was not much by comparing to the cost what we incur for having the tracking system. It is not much advantage. So we are not gone for further into that. So now the energy statics of December 2020. Monthly solar generation is 49,57,520 units. Average daily generation is 1,59,920 units, and the monthly energy consumption is 31,37,262 units. That means daily consumption is 1,01,202 units. That means now we are producing almost 1.59 lakh, and we are using only 1.01. There is excess. It is already banked with KSEB now. Why? Because reduction is actually our total consumption is almost to reach 1.5 because of the flight operations are reduced because of the COVID. We are not utilizing the terminals, or you are not utilizing that much power. That is why we are not using that full production already generating from the plants. So United Nations endorsed Cial's solar initiatives, the icing on the cake. So this is the award ceremony where our Managing Director Vijay Kurian received the award at New York. So this is a tweet. On the same time, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi also has been received the award from the United Nations. So he's made a tweet in the appreciating Cochin International Airport. So this is the United Nations Environment Program that Chief Eric Solheim visits Solar on 26/5/2018. So he was seeing the solar panels. So this is actually, after that, I think there is a International Solar Alliance, an organization is formed as headquartered in India. So there was regular programs of International Solar Alliance. There was a meeting in Delhi, and the ambassadors of different country has been brought to Cochin, and they visited our solar plant. And they asked us to help on to them. We already extended our, we agreed to extend all our help for generating or for developing these type of solar plants in their airports also. So that is, these are the words which said by Eric Solheim on that. I think Neshma has read this and on that. So these are the additional work what we have done is, and the domestic carport 2.622 megawatt, and ground mounted solar 6.733 megawatt. That is why it is some of the installations yet to complete now. These are the, here we have gone for the carport, and these are the panels which is coming in front of the open area in front of the terminal, where the orientation we changed into from south to north and south. So by installing on north and south, the maximum yield per square meter will be more, because both area can be utilized for that. Both sides can be utilized. So this is the latest addition, that is 427 megawatt floating, so 427 kilowatt, sorry, it is 427.7 kilowatt, location in Cial golf course. We have an 18-hole golf course. It's the first golf course in India owning by an airport. We have developed this golf course because it is an approach funnel, and there is an instrument, is a part of the navigation lights called DOR, which there are almost 300 meter of radius. We should not have any metallic or any obstructions nearby. So that much total area, and along with the approach funnel, you utilize to develop the golf course. So golf course having some of the small water bodies. So we have utilized one of the water body for generating, installing this floating solar plant, because the floating solar plant in Kerala, we have a lot of opportunity in utilizing dams and reservoirs for the solar generation. The project cost is 2.76 crores, and capacity is 360 kilowatt AC alternating current capacity. Number of PV modules 1316. Number of inverters installed 6 numbers, and number of CS is 1 number, and PV module capacity is 325 megawatt, and inverter capacity 60 kVA, and inverter is would be, and this thing is, see this, you can see this. These are the floating arrangement which we used. Above the floating arrangement, these solar panels are mounted. This is one of the water body of this golf course. So you can see this. 2 water bodies we utilize for this, and this is the cable which is connected to the power systems and inverters. This one last step, the 1 megawatt or 0.28 megawatt installation is going on only. That is near to Trade Fair Center. So you can see that this area. Also, basking on the success of solar plant at Cial, world's first airport to be fully powered by solar energy. NOC height restriction, hence land utilization through the solar power. Land owned by Cial, funding by Cial directly, reduction in cost per unit of energy, better power incentive from the board due to higher power factor, and power for new international terminal and future expansion plans. That is, I told you that almost 1.01 lakh unit we are utilizing, and we are now generating 1.59. So we have little bit, almost 50,000, more than 50,000 units per day is already been earmarked for the future developments also. So reduced dependency on state electricity board and banking of electricity in 25 years lifetime. That is expected lifetime what we are getting. And green power generation and reduced carbon emission contributing to the safe environment. Early payback period. As the land, we are not without considering the cost of the land. The payback period, what we expect, what we are getting as per the current energy tariff is 5 to 6 years. Low operation and maintenance cost. There is no operation, only the cleaning of the panels on regularly. And connected to Cial's own existing 11 kV panel grid evacuation. Power evacuation is through our own our substation. International and national acclaim and world media focus, selecting Cial as a role model for various solar projects, and can provide solar consultancy services, as our my sir Chandramohan sir was mentioning. Can we give consultancy for others? Yes, we are giving consultancy. We have extended our consultancy services to GCDA for developing their having solar power on the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, and we are already having a small solar plant consultancy services to UST Global, some of the agencies like that, and we have a understanding with ISA, International Solar Alliance, to have our expertise will be extended to all other whichever needed countries for extending this solar power plant in their own airports also. So this is our greenery category that is under UN award, and award under this is a KMA CSR award. On this particular, this is energy conservation award. This is a green port. Our magazine is also called Green Port. So as after the fully solar powered airport, we named our magazine as Green Port. So the gateway to world's favorite city, Cial welcomes you to Kochi, the only Indian city, Lonely Planet's 2020 must travel list. So this is Swachhta Awards we got in 2019 for private airport category. So Cial welcomes you to Kochi as the city comes under Nat Geo Traveler magazines. So this is an aerial view of Cial solar plant. You can see this is the runway. This is the operational compound wall. This is the outside operational compound wall, the solar panels. You can see one row, a line of solar panels here. This is the runway, and this is the taxi line, and this is the parking bay of a car that is called, we used to call aprons. This is the domestic terminal. This is the cargo terminal. This is the new international terminal T3, and this is the carport area. This is the carport area in front of T1, and this is the big plant, which is in the near to the railway track, and these other plants which is close to the terminal, and these are the maintenance hangar area where we have other plants installed. So this is a on daylight view of our airport entrance. T1 solar panels. So this was on 2018. I think you all know that total airport was under flood during that time. And August 15th, after the flag hoisting, we have closed our airport, and it is up to 18 and up to 18 it was totally under flood, and 19 we came to airport, and 20th we started our recovery operations, and within 10 days we came back to operations. Some of the panels, solar panels, damaged, and that is also been restored within 10 days. 20 megawatt panels have been restored within 10 days, and balance on slowly, because it was a big challenge for resuming the panel or restoring the solar panel, because it was totally connected in that system, and some of the panels have been damaged. Some panels and SMBs, string monitoring boxes, all damaged after the flood only, because after the flood the sun rays are there. When the sunlight falls, power generates, and there is already the SMBs and other controls have been already immersed on water, and because of the moisture, this will burn. So we can't do anything during daytime, because it's already been energized. I mean, totally energized during that. During night only, we have all disconnected the panels, and one by one, clean, connected, and whichever damage have been replaced and connected back within 10 days. So this is a truly green airport in God's own country. So welcome all of you to, anybody can come and visit our solar plants and other initiatives. We are very transparent. We are all ready to, even learners also used to have a regular visit to us to study that, and what I'll answer some of the points which has been raised by our Chandramohan Saab. And solar energy potential, anyway, that we are doing, utilizing the area or total energy potential has to be surveyed, and that will be utilized. And thermal energy, that is actually one of the good point onto that. We are not gone into that utilization of solar thermal energy. That is also we are planning to go in a small way how to utilize in that. Actually, that can be, if this thermal energy can be utilized, it is good for the air conditioning system. That is our way. But we have a small basic study, but anyway we will go for that. And Cial consultancy services, I already mentioned, we are very open, and we are already giving free consultancy services to most of the airport people, because most of the airport directors and engineers working in airport authority is my colleagues or my juniors. They are all every day, every now and then, they used to ask us what is to be done, what is the technical issues, technical problems and all. They used to ask opinions, and that is a free service, consultancy service we are extending to them. And in addition, as a project consultants, we are ready to extend the services to any organization who are helping us. And the last question, Chandramohan sir, is IEEE volunteer. I am very well. I am already working in so many other organizations. I am even happy to work with IEEE also. I remember when I was initially, when I was studying, I was attended some of the IEEE program. After that, I am not that much connected with IEEE. I accept his invitation. Thanks for that. And thanks to all of you. And if any mistake or anything is, please pardon me. I am just casually told everything. I think it has been work for you. I don't know. Anyway, if anything is there, please excuse. Any mistake is there, please excuse. And thank you. And thanks once again to Chandramohan Saab and Harindra Lal. And thanks to all of you.
Thank you, sir, for that brilliant session. I believe all the attendees are eagerly waiting so that their questions can be answered regarding Cial and its various initiatives. And for me, the most surprising point was the fact that Cial is the biggest employment provider in Kerala. I was unaware of the fact, so that was new information to me, and I'm happy to have heard that.
Yes, Neshma, in airport itself, almost 10,000 employees are working because I'm the person issuing passes to my staff. Almost 10,000 people are working. You know, another thing is, it is so many things you have to tell. I have to tell because I'm mainly concentrated on solar. I have not come to that. And in the land acquisition and rehabilitation program, our model has been already been studied by World Bank. And recently, 2 years back, Government of India has been come up with the land acquisition program. I think almost similar to that. When you are landing at Cochin National Airport, and if you are taking a prepaid taxi, the owner of the prepaid taxi will be one of our land loser or a victim. So the cooperative society, it is formed for their rehabilitation. We made a cooperative society. Cooperative society members are all the evictees or the land losers. Almost 650 taxi owners are there. They are making their livelihood only because of airport. And if the only condition was he should have a driver and have a car, not aged more than 5 years. So they will be running the car, and monthly, at least after all expenses, they used to make 35 to 40,000 rupees minimum a month. So that is, they are living with that. So this is a very disciplined system, and they are, because just like in Kerala, all unions, they can't interfere in that, because this society is totally controlled by Cial. The director body is in such a way that the more numbers are Cial nominees, and the balance is only elected members of the society. So always the control is with Cial, and they are also happy because no other political interference or that will be practiced there. And you are more safe on that also, because the prepaid taxi system is totally computerized system, and you are going there, the payment is be done every week end. The whatever owner's taxi is run, the amount will be transferred to their own bank account. Nobody can do it. Nobody even driver can do any cheating onto the owner. And moreover, and the taxi and other things totally under control. For any misbehavior, anything is reported, there is a serious punishment action onto the car and driver or owner. So nobody will do anything. Even night time also, ladies are free to take the taxis and travel. So these are some innovative systems adopted in Cial. So these are the problems what with the taxis. And another problem, and I joined in Trivandrum Airport in 1988. Balan maybe knows, Balan was in Chennai and I was in Trivandrum. So we know the problems created by the taxi owners in Trivandrum Airport. So these are the innovative ideas what we brought to make a change in our system. So many things are there.
Can I intervene for a minute?
Sir.
Let me first congratulate you, Chandrakumar, for a very brilliant presentation.
Thank you, sir.
One point. One thing is, I cannot believe that it is happening in Kerala. Special congratulations to you for that. Another point is, have you documented that restoration process of 20 megawatt after the flood? If you are done, that will be a very revealing study, worthwhile study for others.
Sir, I'll make it, because not fully done it. So, but we'll make a proper documentation. Sure.
Okay. So regarding the consultancy, I intended to say that you should extend it to abroad also. There will be real demand from other airports.
I told the International Solar Alliance. So they have been visited us, and they want to have a regular interaction with us to have a consultancy to other countries also. So we are ready to.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And can we move on to the question answer session now? Because we have a lot of questions from the attendees. Yes, may I ask?
Sure. Yeah, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I believe most of them have been answered like within your session itself, but moving on. So the first question is, the Cial was first conceived by the former CM of Kerala, late Sri Karunagaran, Also, during the rainy season, solar power will be having some problems. How does Cial cope with that? And he has also asked you to comment during the time period in which Cial was closed due to the floods in Kerala. And this question is by Ravindranath sir from Trivandrum.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Because this idea of public-private participation model has been mooted by B.J. Kurian, and the chief minister at that time was Mr. K. Karunagaran. Chief Minister Karunagaran is a person dare to take any decisions. So though at that time even so many bureaucrats along with us been objected this, they have been commended this a foolish idea. So but he has consented to go ahead with that. So that is why the airport has come in. So actually the whole idea and the project concept, the concept and the further execution are already done by Mr. Vijay Kurian, but the decision is taken by Mr. K. Karunagaran. No other person will take such a very courageous decision. So that is one point. Second point is that daytime, absolutely during the foggy or mist or some cloudy conditions, generations will be less, correct. But our average, we have been calculating on average generation per year. Throughout the year when we are taking it, it is the 4,000 units per megawatt. That is our total calculation. So average means in a peak time, in a peak sunny day, it is producing more than 6,000 units per day for 1 megawatt. But in the cloudy day, sometimes heavy rain and cloudy days, our generation will go down also. Maybe 1,000 units or 2,000 units. But totally calculating, and you have seen the curve I shown that for 1 year, if you are taking the total, the average generation will be 4,000 units per day. So that is our calculation of total generation.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So the next question is from Anit Krishnan. Could you please elaborate on how shade analysis is done?
That is the shadow analysis.
I believe so. I think you explained during your presentation.
Yeah, shadow analysis, because any airport, I told you in an airport, when we are an aircraft pilot is flying, when he's approaching an airport, any object, glass or any metallic sheet or anything, when the sunlight is falling and that is reflecting from that will, one particular angle, it will give a glare to the pilot. So because the solar panels are totally covered with the glass, so there should not be any glare for the pilots, approaching pilots. So that is why the glare analysis has been done. For glare analysis, they will have the sun in different the time zone or the different time and different the seasons, how the sunlight is falling through our area and how it is reflecting from that. And moreover, the characteristics of this material which is using that. With that studies only, they have been come out with a glare analysis and recommending us for this the project.
Thank you, sir. So the next question is, has the installation of the solar PV system helped in decreasing the overall demand of Cial during daytime?
Power demand. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
I think that's, yes. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the solar power unit is generating the power. Whatever instant use, it is directly going to our power system, and balance is giving to or feeding to the grid. So whatever we are using at that daytime, it will be straight away we are using it.
Okay,
balance
sir.
will go into grid. Whatever going to the grid in the daytime, we are taking it back through the banking arrangement during night time.
Okay,
So that
sir.
I told that during daytime we are giving 1 unit. In peak time we can take it back only 0.66 unit, and off peak time we can take it back 1.33 units.
Yes, sir.
So that's the way it is done.
Thank you, sir. So the next question is from G. Ramakumar, and what he has said is how to propagate solar energy for all cities, towns, etc. India is the 5th in solar as indicated. Can we create more awareness with quick action? And he's saying that he's currently pushing up for groundwater recharge, that is practically rainwater harvesting system. So he's hoping that Cochin Airport will also take up the system, I believe. It's not clear, but I think that's what he's
See,
trying.
our idea even now, I'm not come out with this one. Now, we are installing a 12 megawatt solar plant that has not been touched in the subject in Payyanur. We have purchase some land because we can't go for the solar plant which is a high cost land because it's not worthwhile or it's not viable. So Payyanur, where there was some plantation area which has been purchased at very low cost, and the 12 megawatt solar plant installation is going on there. There and the power evacuation on 33 kV line to the KCB also is along with that is executing. So that is done. And moreover, our suggestion is that if this so barren or wasteland and rooftops are being totally utilized in Kerala, the entire power for the daytime can produce from the solar power, and our hydel projects can be utilized for the night use. So Kerala will be totally power self-sufficient.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
And moreover, I mentioned only there are lot of water bodies, water reservoirs, dams, and all. That the floating system is another solution for that.
Okay, sir. So the next question is from RP Nair, and he's asking, how fast and easily can you replace a fully defective solar panel?
After the flood.
No, he's just simply asking how much time does it take, and is it easy to replace a fully defective solar panel? Yeah.
So that it's a panel. If it's replacing, it is very easy because only disconnect the system and panels. We have to have some spare panel. Always we are keeping a minimum spare panel with us, and so that is panel replacement is not easy, not much issue. And another thing is the damage in string monitoring units. String monitoring units, which are so many strings are connecting, so we have to disconnect and then go for the replacement. And similarly for inverter also, same way. We should have some because the availability. We can't keep so many spares with us, so that will take some lead time onto that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So the next question is from Anjali K, and she's saying that they're doing a project on solar power generation and demand side management. So they're asking if they can get the daily solar power production data set of Cial of a year, and if there's any way to provide it to them.
Absolutely, there is no issue. We are welcome for everybody to doing the project.
So towards the end of the session, is it possible to share your contact details and mail ID or whatsoever? Because I've been getting personal queries asking if they can connect with you directly.
You can note down my number.
Yeah, sure, I can.
98466.
Yeah, 98466. I think whoever needs it, please do take it down. I will put it in the chat box as well. At the end of the session, we can continue with the Q&A for now.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so the next question is, how much land area is required for producing 1 megawatt power?
See, actually, the all the initial time, the 4 acres of land is used for 1 megawatt production. 1 megawatt. Now the efficiency of the panels are getting increased now because earlier it was less than 17%. Now it is almost 18% efficient panels are the monocrystalline panels or monoPERC panels are available. So the area is getting reduced than even 4 lakh. But as a thumb rule, white thumb rule, we can calculate 4 acres per megawatt.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So the next question is, will it be necessary to dismantle some of the solar panels for future expansion of the airport? The question is from Beena Kalingal.
See, these panels have a life of 25 years. Okay. So we have installed these panels in the area where we will be going to use future. So when the future construction comes, this panel will go on the rooftop.
Okay.
So that is our idea. When the construction or building comes, it will go to the rooftop again will be replaced.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. It sounds very sustainable. So the next question is from DV Cyril, and he's asking, why don't you go for solar toilets and solar plastic bottles? Being a champion in green energy, you can try footsteps energy from footfall of passengers. That is, since there are 9.7 million passengers using the airport facility. I think what he's trying to say is you can install those piezoelectric things where you can generate.
Yeah. Actually, we are Cial will always go for innovative ideas on On every now and then when the new technology comes, we have been adopting that. So this also we will think on to the future when it's coming to that.
Okay, sir. So the next question is, yeah, I think, okay, this is not a technical query and it's from Ravindran Nair, sir. So what he's saying is, after the deluge, an allegation had been raised by politician that the flooding was due to the solar installations. Was Cial forced to dismantle any part of the solar installation?
Earlier, our Chandramohan Saab was asking about that. He was surprised that this is happening in Kerala. This is the speciality of Kerala politics into that. Actually, I told you outside our compound wall, there was a area which is strip of land which was utilized. Actually, that was meant for that. There is a canal onto that. We have been diverted on canal. The canal was passing through that area. How we've done the solar panels over that is actually canal is flowing down and we have concrete pillars over that, and over the pillar only we have installed the solar panels. It has not affected any way the flow of the water in that. But because of the political, because one party is ruling and another party want to raise some objections, and when the flood comes, they don't have any other objection. And some of the people, another funny part is something that in Upper Kaladi, that is beyond airport, their politicians are telling here flood has come only because of airport. And the Paraur area is all after airport and is almost close to the sea. They are also telling because of airport the flood has come. How that is? These are the some of the nature of our people, because they are all having problems because the how Cochin International Airport is progressing, and that was the whatever how we made in the aviation industry, and Cochin International Airport is one of the infrastructure project. 5th year we start paying dividend to all shareholders. Even if suppose anybody has been spent 100 rupees as a project, they purchase a share for 100 rupees. Even by this time, they would have got 289 rupees back as a dividend, and balance the worth of share they have it. So when any project is making any as a good progress or anything, normally our Malayali people, we have all jealous to that, and they will create so many issues onto that. That is one of the factor onto that. But however, we don't want to fight with the politicians, so we removed that panel from that area and reinstalled in another area.
Okay, sir. So the next comment is from Dr. N. Panikar, and what he's saying is, it's an excellent presentation, and any plans to utilize the rest of the solar energy available there, like conversion to food production, waste conversion, etc. Efficiency of conversion and novel ideas for storage without batteries can also enhance your contributions, right?
Absolutely, it's good. Idea is good. We are exploring new developments and new innovations and every day.
Okay, sir. So the next one is from Baby Kuriakos, and what said is, it is better to have a storage system to harvest from daytime and use it in the night. I think that is already there.
So now, as of now, there is no storage system we have now.
Okay.
But we are waiting for the battery systems to the cost has to go down. We hope that highly energy efficient batteries will come, and slowly after a few years we will think of that also.
Okay,
now,
sir,
but it is not economical going for battery and storing it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So the next one is from Anit Krishnan, and he's asking, has Cial done anything special for reactive power management?
Yeah, reactive power management, what we are using is now the power compensation has been done by the capacitor banks and all, monitoring the system, and capacitor banks are installed for, that is why we are achieving almost unity per factor.
Okay, sir. The next one is a comment from G. Ramakumar, and what he's saying is, in order to avoid flooding, in order to avoid flooding, in case Cochin Airport recharges the entire rainfall falling in the area to the ground with distributed RWH graded gravel pits in the area of solar panels too. will give great comfort. I think he would like to talk to you about this.
Yeah, we have done so many activities to control the flood and control the flood in our airport area, protecting the airport, and the diversion canal has been widened and had more the flow has been eased out, and another is the structure plan. We are going to start the work of regulator cum bridge in the Chengaltod, which is passing through our airport area. A regulator cum bridge also is planned, and it's already going to start the work now. And moreover, there are some of the areas where actually water harvesting is done partially in our places also. We are utilizing more the rehab this water reharvesting system also on that. And
Okay, sir.
see the sewage treatment plan. Sewage treatment plan is our the capacity of 7 lakh liters per day. So the sewage water treated, almost treated to the potable quality, and that we are being pumping to the golf course, and the watering the golf course is utilizing by this water.
Okay,
So
sir.
that is where we are the reutilizing the water, which is.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, so much for all the information that you have shared right now. Due to the lack of time, because we have already exceeded the allotted time, so we will be concluding the session with a vote of thanks. And I'd like to invite K.P. Varghese, sir, from EMBSS to give the vote of thanks. Sir,
Yeah.
P. Varghese, sir.
Yes. So, sir, it's an excellent presentation. First of all, let me thank you. Because of the presentation itself, the time schedule of our meeting is from 6 to 7. The time has already closed to 6:30, so I am not elaborating much on this one. And because of the importance of your presentation only, the questions are much more. But one thing we noticed is that we are generating more than our consumption. That's a great thing. And another thing, the carbon emission is reduced much. See, when we think of this solar energy, everybody is saying that initial cost is high. Here you have already showed that, even though the cost is high, with the 5 to 6 years, its repayment is there. That's the return on investment is already made. Thank you, sir. An excellent presentation. I am not taking much time. I am coming to the point itself. See, on behalf of the organizers, that is IEEE and IEEE EMBS, and all the organizers, I extend you a bouquet of thanks. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And mainly in one word, I say that for every system to work or any program to work, there's a lot of people working behind in the background. In one word, I am telling a thanks to all of them on behalf of this sanction. Thank you. Thank you very much.
See, any project, first of all, as Chandramohan Saab is asking, how we will be executing in Kerala. First of all, is a leader who will having a consistent idea and motivating us. If is with you, we can achieve. And a lot of struggles are there. Even lot of struggles. One of the small struggle only has been mentioned, that political issues. So many issues are there, but we are very clear. If your idea is very clear in that, and we have a direct strength enough to handle this issue. In Kerala also, we can achieve a lot of advantages, or the projects we can take it into heights like this. Thank you. Thanks to all who's listened to me. Thank you.
I would like to thank all the attendees for listening attentively and engaging with us through the Q&A via the chat box. And we have the next Inter-Society Weekly webinar series talk number 44 on startup do's and don'ts by Dr. T.I. Krishnan Kumar, PhD, CDA, immediate past chair of PMI. And it will be on Wednesday, the 10th of February, 2021 from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So I would like to bring this fruitful session to a close. And before that, CK Nair sir, if you could share your contact details for those students who have been asking.
Yeah. Please note down.
Okay,
98466
98466
1
1
00
00
44.
44.
Yeah.
I hope all the students who have been asking have noted this down, and thank you all for attending this session. With that, I would like to declare this meeting closed. Over to Harindra Lal sir.